Hello. This is my pretty much my first video. Um, I kind of got inspired to make this video just based off of other videos I listen to while I'm at work. I just kind of walk around with my AirPods in and listen to a bunch of videos for 8 hours straight. So I got inspired, but I just wanted to kind of go over something I was thinking about lately, which is failure and why I think failure is different than what most people think it is. I think that a very harmful way to view failure is as a means to an end. What I mean by that is that failure is kind of like the ending. You try something, it doesn't work out, so that's the end of it. That's it. Whatever you just tried is no more. That's it. Um, and I kind of I see where that comes from, just because I mean it sucks. No one likes to fail. It's hard. It's hard in your mind. It's difficult. Kind of demotivates you. But I think it's really important to see it as a lesson rather than an ending. Um, I would argue that it's probably the most valuable lesson that we can learn as human beings. And I think that the problem is that as humans, we attach our worth to the outcome of something. Um, so when I say that, I mean that like we're essentially worth whatever the outcome of what we were trying to do is. So for example, like um your grade, right? Let's say you take a pretty difficult class, you end up failing the class, so automatically you're a failure because you failed the class. You are just as low as the F grade. And I can see where this comes from because I kind of have a story for this. My very first calculus class in college, I ended up failing, and it was completely my fault. I didn't take it seriously because I've always been good at math, so I was like, yeah, you know what? I don't need to take notes. I'll just pass the test, show up to class, whatever. Um, but it taught me a very hard lesson that is definitely not the case. College calculus is much different than high school calculus. So I learned the hard way about that. But um, I almost quit my major because I'm taking a pretty difficult major. I'm in mechanical engineering, so a lot more math comes next. But that failure almost got to me. Um, and I don't really remember what it was, but something just stopped me. I didn't want to quit, it just felt wrong. So I didn't. I retook the class, ended up passing because I learned from the first failure that what I needed to do, what I was lacking in the first class, which was effort. I wasn't studying properly, and I just learned from that experience that there's certain things that I needed to do that I wasn't doing. Um, and then ever since then, I've been doing much better in school. I'm still in college, but um, I'm in Calc 3 now, so I made it through Calc 1 and 2. And that failure really taught me so much about what I need to do. Um, but I think that a really big part of it is that we think that if we fail something, it means that we're not capable of doing it. And what I mean by that is, let's say, for example, you're trying to run a mile, right? And you want to run it in under 7 minutes. But your very first time you do it, you run it in 9 minutes. Does that mean you're not capable? No. It just means you need to train. It means you're not, at the moment, you're not ready for the 7 minute mile. It's not a big deal. That just means you need to train more. It's like, just because you fail at something, it doesn't mean that you're not capable of ever doing it. Some things take time, some things take effort, some more than others, and then some things are just a lot of different ways it can go. And you just need to keep failing over and over again to learn which path is the right path. Um, to kind of go off of that, I would say failure is more of information rather than saying you're bad or you're not good at something. It's telling you what didn't work. If you tried something, if you tried to study a certain way for your classes, and it the information isn't sticking with you, that's not that's not a bad thing. It's not. I mean, it's not a great thing because it'd be nice if it worked, but at the end of the day, it's really just telling you what works for you, because not everything works for the same people. Everybody's different. So, what works for your friend might not work for you. So, all you're getting from that is the fact that that doesn't work for you. So, you can go try a different study technique. Um, and if you don't fail, you don't learn what doesn't work for you, then you have no idea how to improve yourself, because there's nothing that's like failure is literally a first-hand experience telling you, okay, this does not work. Let's try something else. You know? So it's not a negative in any way. If anything, it's a positive. I mean, yeah, it's gonna suck in the moment, but at the end of the day, it's gonna help you out more than succeeding on the first try. Because if you succeed on the first try, you're essentially completely unaware of all the blind spots that you might have. You might be walking down the right path, but you don't know what's behind you because you never learned what could be down those paths. All you know is that one single path. But if you try different paths and they don't work, then you've learned and gathered information from every single one of those paths. And I think this is kind of hard, especially nowadays with social media, because all we see on social media is other people's success. Um, like we see the 18-year-old kid who's driving a McLaren, making $2 million a year from day trading or whatever, and all we're seeing is this person at 18 years old being successful, being rich, selling an online course, all that, right? But we don't see the amount of money they lost to get to that point, especially with something like day trading. Like I use my example, you have to put a lot of money into that before you start making money. Like I'm talking in the tens of thousands of dollars, um, unless you're just naturally good at it. But it's not common at all. Most people will lose a lot of money before they become good at it. So it's just that's kind of off topic, but you get the idea. Um, Everybody that's made it that far to the point where they're living comfortably, they're free, they've earned their freedom. They didn't get there from only succeeding every single time they try something. Most of them went bankrupt. They failed over and over again. They tried things, didn't work, kept trying other things over and over and over again. Because we all we see is like someone's highlight reel. We don't see the thousands of mistakes behind the success, right? All we see is that one single successful idea they had, but that completely disregards like all the mistakes that they made along the way that they used as a trampoline to get to the next point where they made another mistake and then used that mistake again as another trampoline to keep going further and further. Um, a good way that I like to think about it is kind of like if you're walking up a staircase and it gets kind of steep, like yeah, it's difficult to walk up a steep staircase, but if you end up falling down a couple stairs, then you've already done it before, so you can do it again. And you might be getting tired, but I'm gonna skip that idea. I don't like that. Cut that out. And then success, it hides mistakes. Sometimes you get lucky, you'll win the very first try, but failure kind of forces you to look within yourself and it asks you, what can I improve? What didn't work? What did work? What should I do differently? what can I do differently? Because it's not like failing is the last option. It's not. If anything, it opens more pathways for you because it teaches you about yourself. Um, Again, like I used school as an example, but another one is making this video, dude. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just talking to a fucking mic right now. Like, I have no clue what to do about this. I mean, I have a video of me riding a motorcycle in the background, but I mean, I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, this is probably gonna fail. It's gonna flop, but I'm still gonna post it because this is how I learn. I'm gonna use this video to learn from it. I don't expect it to be perfect or anything, but it's better to try because the person that tries over and over again and keeps failing over and over again is gonna get much farther than the person who doesn't try at all because they're scared to fail. And I would say this video is kind of proof of that. It's like, I mean, I've restarted this recording over and over because I didn't like how it sounded at first. But honestly, at some point, I just said screw it. I mean, I'm just talking now. So, I mean, I've been trying to live by these words I'm saying. That's which is why I'm saying them because I've definitely not gotten to the point where I see failure as a completely positive because it it definitely is hard mentally, especially if it's constant. But that's where you have to be resilient. I mean, nothing in life is easy. It's a very hard, difficult thing to get through. Um, some more than some people have it worse than others. Um, I mean, it's just one of those things where the only way you can learn is by trying. If you don't try, you're never gonna learn. If you don't try, you're never gonna get to where you want to be. All that matters is that you try something, and if you fail, just don't stop trying. Just keep going. Even if it hurts, even if it's hard, just keep trying. I mean, the person that you want to be is gonna thank you for continuing to try, even though it got difficult, even though it started to hurt, it got hard. The person that you want to be 5 years from now is gonna be grateful that the current you was okay with failing to get to where you want to be, because if you get demotivated by failing like that, then you're just gonna get complacent and you're gonna end up in this constant cycle of, oh, I'm just not meant for this. I can't do this. This isn't something I'm able to do, which is just not true at all because everybody's capable of anything. Like, we're way more capable than we give ourselves credit for. If you want to do something, you can do it. You just really need to. You might need to put in effort. You might need to put in hours of your life, days, months, weeks, whatever. But if you want to do something, you can do it. You just might have to make some sacrifices. It might be hard, but at the end of the day, like, that's just what it takes. Um, and that's my point is that I wouldn't say failure is moving backwards. Standing still and not doing anything, you're moving further back than failing because if you think about it like this, if you stand still, or if you have two people and one's standing still and one's walking forward, the person that keeps walking forward, they're getting pushed back. But every time they get pushed back, they're getting pushed back to a point that's still further up than the person standing still, if you can visualize that. So, like, yes, they're getting pushed back, but they're making progress because every time they get pushed back, they're a little bit further down that path, a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further. And the point of me saying that is that the person that stands still, they're not even trying. So how are they going to get further up if they're just standing still? You might as well just start walking backwards. But the other person just keeps trying, and eventually they're going to get to where they want to be because at some point they're going to get pushed back, but they're going to be there. They're going to be at their goal because they never stop trying. Um, and I don't want to keep this video too long, but just think about something that you've been putting off. Like, for example, for me, it was making YouTube videos. I've always wanted to do it, but I've always put it off for months. But just think about something you've been putting off. What do you want to do? Do you want to learn guitar? Do you want to start going to the gym? That what I want to say to you is just do it, you know? If you have the guitar sitting in your room 5 feet away, just go pick it up and play for 10 minutes. Learn a song. And I promise you that it's if you keep that up, even if your fingers get callous, even if you suck at first, that's okay. We all do. Being a beginner is completely okay. There's nothing wrong with being a beginner. Everybody was a beginner at one point. Matter of fact, I would encourage being a beginner because that shows strength. If you're able to be a beginner and not let your ego get in the way, then I would say you're already ahead in life because the average person has a hard time being a beginner because their ego gets in the way. But even if even if what you want to do isn't perfect, it's terrible. Like I'm this video is not perfect. I can guarantee that, but I'm still doing it. I'm still trying because I want to, and I'm gonna keep trying. Just take it one step at a time. You don't need to put in all your effort at once. Just a little bit every day is better than nothing every day. And I would say that it failure doesn't tell you who you are. It tells you where you can grow. It's more of like a stepping stone rather than a setback. And I know this, like I said, this video's not very good, and that's okay. I mean, I'm just gonna try to make the next one better. But yeah, that's kind of just what I wanted to talk about. So, see ya.